Hi Gemini, this is your forecast for the month of July 2017. This is a general reading for Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising, or Gemini Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. You can watch your reading in 3 different ways: the full extended monthly, or for just the energy influence, watch the brief. Or in addition to the brief, watch the weekly for the upcoming week. Weeklies also make it easy for you to review information you may have forgotten in the full reading. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com, and I invite you to follow me on Facebook, Google+, and Instagram. Please also check out my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/on-demand/finding-love for monthly love readings. So Gemini, this could be a week of celebration for you. It could be that you have been working hard on something, and this is the week where you actually realize your goal, and so there's cause for celebration, a period of giving thanks. You feel a sense of prosperity and protection. So this could be a week where you are connecting with others, people that you love, your family, people that feel like family. There's a sense of genuine friendship and harmony in your relationships. Maybe you're getting along well with your children, but there is a sense of fulfillment and a heightened sense of emotion. You're thinking about the past. You're thinking of the memories you built together. You're thinking about being together with others, people that you love and care about. And so this is a week where you're willing to go farther, to do more, and you're willing to make some concessions and compromise, especially if there's something going on, some issue that's at stake that requires you to give in a bit for the sake of the greater good. So this could be a week where you're actually initiating something. You're taking the steps to do some healing, especially if there's been some emotional issues within the family. So there could be some good news, and maybe you're spending some good times together. In fact, some of you may be taking off with family members, or you're going to start a journey to travel to see some family members. There's a sense of personal freedom this week, and again, realizing a goal and reaching some kind of new horizon. Now, for some of you, though, there is a troublemaker in the midst. Now, this could be a problem child, maybe a rebellious teenager, or maybe you're having issues being a parent. You feel somewhat isolated as a parent. For some of you, there is an issue about a runaway child or somebody trying to run away from some issues within the family. So there could be problems in the home or in your relationships or in your marriage, family disagreements or some broken friendships, or it could be that there's some type of disruption within the family routine. Maybe you even have to cancel some type of celebration. Whatever it is, if you're dealing with some issues within your personal group, you may feel like they don't really have a solution. There could be some emotional disharmony and some loss, and you may feel as if your team is working against you. The people that should be supporting you are on the opposite team. So this, for some of you, this is a week about coming to some ugly truths. And it could be because you've pushed the boundaries too far, because you simply wanted to be loved, you wanted to be needed, and it caused you to fall prey to some kind of temptation that actually worked against you. Now, the second week it could be that you're feeling dissatisfied. There could be dissatisfaction with the family or a particular family member or vice versa. Maybe you're not paying attention to, your family the way you should, or maybe, you're so into what your own concerns are that you actually withdraw and socially isolate yourself from the family. Maybe you're missing out on some opportunities for celebration, but there's something going on, something where you are lost in your own thoughts and turning inward. Now, you may feel a sense of that, that there's something missing, or maybe you feel some depression, or that there's a lack of motivation given circumstances. But for some of you, maybe you are taking a time out and you're going over some things before you take your next step in order to realize some goals or to deal with some issues concerning the family. There could be something on offer that you're not accepting, or you're offering something to someone else and they're not accepting. Whatever it is, this is going to be a week where somebody has to run the risk of something. You're going to have to go out there and take a leap of faith in yourself, or perhaps in another person or a situation, or perhaps all of those things. Something about a situation this week is going to either make you feel anxious, or you're going to feel that sense of fulfillment. You're going to be happy with what you have, so content that you really don't need anything else. Now, last week there could have been some issues about somebody playing some games or going about something in a roundabout way, manipulating, doing some passive-aggressive behavior and trying to meet their goals. So this could be a week where you need to take a closer look at a situation. You need to look behind what is on the surface. And so now, for some of you, you're going to realize your goals because there are going to be some subtle clues this week if you're paying attention, if you're noticing some things that are being offered to you. And for you, there's going to be a lot of material and emotional situations that offer some opportunities. Now, you will possibly have some foresight to see the positives and the negatives of a situation. Maybe something is being offered to you for your consideration that appears to be a positive. And maybe somebody is offering you that, thinking that they're offering you a positive opportunity, when in fact, though, you can see the weak links in that offer. You can see the negatives. And so this is going to allow you to make a good choice and to diffuse any potential problems that you may face and plan ahead. So you have foresight this week to see the bump in the road before you actually get there. Now, if you're feeling good about where you are, again, you feel happy about your connections, your loved ones, your job, your sense of material security, you're going to have a number of pleasant possibilities being offered to you by the universe that will give you the ability to increase your material security or feel emotionally satisfied. But if you're feeling at all in any kind of doubt about where you stand today or what your future looks like, you're going to be thinking over some recent choices that you made and wondering if that indeed was the best thing for you to do. So this is going to be a week where there's something that you need to attend to that may keep you from accepting any offers. You may be extremely focused on tackling some objective or solving some kind of dilemma that makes it difficult for you to relax or for you to even accept advice. People may be offering you some suggestions, but you're not listening to anything. You're closing yourself off because your mind is on one thing and one thing only. Now, for some of you, this is about missed opportunities. You're not paying attention to something being offered to you. And it could be that you're in denial about something, or you're simply taking too many things for granted. Something has changed, or something is going to change, and you're just having trouble accepting that that is indeed the truth of a situation. You don't want something to be what it already is. Now, this third week, you have a major card. And so this is an important week for you. In fact, the last part of the month is, you have two majors. So the second half of July is very important. And also situations, how they close out, are somewhat beyond your control because these are major cards. So again, we have another card indicating some type of withdrawal, some type of contemplation, going inward to find some answers. This is a karmic week for you. You may need to rest this week to gather your thoughts, to come up with a solution. Now, some of you, maybe you're getting some advice, or maybe you're offering that advice. It could be that you're offering some advice and a family member is refusing to take that advice, or you're getting advice from someone close to you and you're not listening. But this is about either being a teacher, being a mentor, being an advisor, or coming in contact with that. It could be some kind of educational environment. Maybe you're doing some research on something. But there is a need to reassess a situation. And in the process, some of you are going to want to be alone in order to do that. Maybe you're waiting for something to occur. So this could be a period of preparation for you where you are voluntarily going into some type of isolation. So this is a karmic week that is helping you address some issues that you may have been avoiding. And again, we get back to last week where something you were so absorbed, or you're refusing to face a particular truth or circumstance. And so this is the week where it's probably going to be put in front of you in order for you to deal with it. And you're going to have to rethink some things that you believed and the way that you understood a certain situation. And some things are going to be very surprising to you. Now, this is a week where you may be under some type of stress, or you're dealing with some critical issue, but you also have some spiritual protection. And the purpose of this week is for you to gain some kind of awareness. So this card indicates for you that this week, class is in session. And it's difficult to learn if you're talking. So the name of the game is to observe, to listen, to look at what's going on around you, to see what people are doing, see what they're saying. Is it matching? Are people being true to who they are? Or are they putting on a front? So this is about you getting answers from yourself. So maybe you're getting advice or suggestions for other people, but you're withdrawing to find those answers within yourself. And you're using your common sense and not relying on the people around you, because in some cases, people are not reliable. They're not keeping their word. So you're having to make some choices and decisions that are best for you and for what you want based on what your intuition is telling you. Now, the fortunate thing is this is not an emotional week, regardless of what's going on around you, regardless of how stressful it is. It's better for you to be more objective, for you to be philosophical about what's happening, because this is a week about some kind of spiritual lesson. Again, that's allowing you to address a karmic situation and to move forward. So the clearer you can be on something, and if you need to step back to do that, all the better. The more clear you can see yourself, see other people, and see situations for the truth of what it really is, this is going to be the key for you redirecting the course and realigning your goals. Now, for some of you, there is some measure of withdrawal. You may still have interactions with others, but you're not putting all of your cards on the table. You may be doling out information as you see fit. You may not be telling everybody everything, that they may want to know, or vice versa. Maybe somebody's doing that to you. So this is about a focus, but there's also an indication of focusing on one particular area of your life and missing out on some other things. And last week's card also indicated that, being so self-absorbed in your own concerns or a situation or a dilemma that you miss out on something somewhere else. And something that's important, because it's going to upset the apple cart at some point if you lose track of this situation. Now, there could be some information or knowledge that comes to light that somehow sparks a controversy between you and another person. So there may be a face-off, a showdown, in which case, obviously, one of you is going to lose. And in the process, either you or another person is going to, have an ego check. Somebody maybe was acting in a self-righteous stance, thinking that they knew everything, being hypercritical or judgmental. And by the end of this discourse, they're going to discover that on some level, they were mistaken. They didn't quite know what they were talking about. This is a week for you to be logical. Now, some of you are going to have important interactions with a Virgo person. This could be a week that focuses on love. There's this, this gets back to that first week where there's a heightened feelings of shared well-being with others, or dealing with some discord within the family or people close to you. So there could be issues about, giving love versus receiving love, opening your heart up, being generous, loving yourself, or recognition that you are socially isolated and withdrawn, and you need to have more love in your life. Now, the last week, you have the end of some kind of cycle and something coming full circle for you. You have cards on either end that speak to winning, achievement, a heightened sense of something, and reaching a goal. So that could be very important for you this month. Something is reaching its natural conclusion. And hopefully, again, there's attainment or fulfillment attached to it. You feel a sense of wholeness because something worked out exactly the way that you wanted it to. And it gives you a sense of well-being, both physically and emotionally. So there could be issues of celebration. Maybe somebody's graduating, or somebody is, they changing their residence or their job, or there's a travel on the horizon, or some kind of party. So this could be, again, a week of achievement. So you're getting a second chance at something, but largely because something else is closing out. So there's, again, a reassessment. You're looking at something that has closed out. There may be cause for celebration. Something is ending. You're starting something new. And that could be in any area of your life: work, personal life, health, attitude, studies. Something new is taking place. And this new thing, this new area in your life means that you need to let go of old things, things that are negative, things that don't work, things that are bad for you, things that are keeping you back from your best self. Because this could be a realization that those things aren't good for you. They're not helping you. It's time for change. And it could be something comes to light where somebody's been dissatisfied. Maybe there's been dissatisfaction within the family. This is a week where some compromises are made and some forgiveness is taking place in order to move forward and create a happy ending. This is about you stepping up to the plate to make some things happen, being a self-starter, taking some initiative. And because of that, this could be a week of some fortunate connections and opportunities taking place for you in business, socially, and romantically. And if you're truly motivated, you're going to have the resolve to keep this new change in place. If you've decided, I'm going to stop smoking, then you could very well stop smoking. Or if you've decided, this isn't a healthy diet, I really need to cut out sugar or alcohol or whatever. Or you've decided, you know what, when I deal with people in this manner, it doesn't work for me. And so I'm going to make some changes. If your heart and your intention is in the right place, you're going to be able to do that. And as a result, you're going to find things flow more smoothly for you. People, difficult people, opponents, competitors, are going to come to your side. You're going to be able to resolve situations in a diplomatic manner. So your good energy attracts good energy and attracts opportunity. Now, for some of you, this ties into your aspirations for something. Maybe again connected to travel or getting some guidance. You may reach some kind of culmination of something specifically because you drew upon that inner guidance. But for some of you, this is a week where you realize that perhaps you've been unrealistic about something. And there are some things that haven't been dealt with or closed out. So you are voluntarily leaving yourself in a rut situation, and you're not finishing what you start. There's some stagnation and some unfinished business. So for you, if you haven't tied up those loose ends the way you should have, your success is going to be delayed. There's a failure to close something out that's going to create some frustration for you. It could be that somebody is afraid to make the changes that they need to make, or there's a lack of commitment on someone's part, or some resistance, or somebody's not applying themselves the way they should, and there's an unsatisfactory outcome as a result. Now again, for some of you, this simply means that something has come to light, something is happening, and you're going to have to postpone some type of trip or celebration you had planned. If you are having difficulty moving yourself in a new direction, it means that you're going to your familiar go-to habits. And the things that you start, you begin them, but they really don't go anywhere. And this is also about recognizing what your limitations are. Now, that first card in the first week speaks to excess of in some manner. It may be excessive emotion about something. Maybe you're getting too many offers, or there's excessive dissatisfaction. For you this week, this is also about knowing what your limitations are, what you're capable of, and not overextending yourself. There was a need to perhaps, because you wanted to be close to someone, maybe you were trying to take on more of a load than was necessary or that you even could. And so in some way, you overextend your budget, or you breach somebody else's emotional boundary. You cross their line, you go too far. And maybe because you want something so badly, you end up playing games or trying to be passive aggressive, and your way of achieving something or getting something becomes too daring, too devious, and other people back off from you and feel uncomfortable. And maybe you end up being socially or emotionally isolated because of that. So this is a week to be enthusiastic, but also practical. Realism is important. You need to be realistic about what is possible for you. Now, the underlying energy is this Queen of Swords. So this is air energy. This could very well be you or someone else you're dealing with. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female. Again, we have issues where maybe somebody's not involved as a parent. There's some distance. Maybe there are issues about divorce or separation. Maybe this is somebody that's totally focused on career and they don't have time to deal with family, or there's a very, very little interest in the love life or socializing. There could be intellectual or ambitious or career issues that are very important. Whatever it is, there's a tinge of something that has some kind of sorrow or detachment or aloofness or coldness to it, because someone has suffered some type of loss or a hardship. Now, for some of you, this is somebody who is using their intellectual skills in order to fight on your behalf. So there's a strong will in place, and perception is being used. There's a need for fair judgment, to make good decisions, for good communication. There's determination and also independence. So this could be a month where standing up for yourself is important. Dealing with your hardships in some way. So you could be making some decisions that connect to your fortune, your future, manifesting something with your thoughts or some possibilities. For others of you, there's a need to cut through some kind of fog, to use your analytical skills and your intuition in order to prevent some kind of impending disaster. There's a need for some type of clarity. Now, in the negative, this is somebody who can be a real bitch. They're not communicating or responding in a sensitive manner. There could be some misinformation. Somebody may be complaining or trying to retaliate. There could be some resentment, issues of pettiness and being narrow-minded. So again, there's something. There are two things. Either she's operating in the positive. There's some kind of decision. The problem is there's some kind of decision about either being alone or some kind of information coming to light, or withdrawing, that's creating an issue in some way. This queen is having a problem with the last two cards in this reading, and whatever those cards mean. Now, there's a lack of motivation in this situation. There's some kind of apathy, some kind of lethargy taking place. This is going to be a challenging month where there's some things that are going to be beyond your control. Much of this is centering around, finding pleasure or having fun or soothing yourself in some way, possibly because of some kind of loss or disappointment or hardship. There's a need to enjoy life, to indulge in some kind of pleasure, or, appreciate what is around you. Or for some of you, there's a decision about something finally beginning to pay off. This is going to center around your partnerships. Whether people are behaving in constructive manners, how you are interacting with others, how they're interacting with you. What are you taking in your relationships? What are you giving? What is being taken from you? There are also issues of remaining rational within a situation, regardless of what's coming at you or what's happening around you. Your key this month for getting out of any kind of challenging situation is for you to remain optimistic, for you to remain enthusiastic, but not let that get away from you where you become impractical or unrealistic about a situation. It's also going to be very important for you to be practical, for you to be logical, for you to listen to that inner guidance to find your answer. So on many levels, being impractical or unrealistic could be your downfall this month. All right, Gemini, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know with your comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a great month, and I look forward to speaking with you next month.